Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name's Erin and I do mostly budgeting videos like the one you're about to see here. For tuning in and spending some time with me. I am going to be talking about my variable expenses and also stuffing my cash envelopes for the week. I just wanted to mention that these are my variable expense envelopes. They're just kind of very random and I made these quite some time ago. I used to sell them on Etsy, which I'm going to get back to very soon. These are the laminated style, and just for fun, I started making some with scrapbook paper and craft paper. I'm going to try these out this week and see how I like them and just go from there. I think these are just really, really cute for some reason. I don't know. So we're going to get into the variable expenses for the week, and I'm going to open up my budget planner to the last week of June, and I am going to be doing a June recap. So if you're interested in that, that is going to be coming hopefully tomorrow or Tuesday. We're going to turn to the very last week, ending June 28th. And as you can see, we already organized the money that we needed for the sinking funds. And we talked about what the income was. This wasn't a payday for me at my regular job this week, but I did have Grubhub coming in my last pay with Instacart. I also marked up here, and I'll zoom in just a bit. Tax withholding for this week is going to be $190. So I'm going to put that aside from what I have left from everything. For cash, I should have, I believe, $435 left. Yeah, I should have $435 left, and I do need to take the $190 from that amount. So we'll count it together. So 51, 52, 53, 54, 410, 420, 430, and 435. What I did with this income is I took this, it was a combination of Grubhub, Instacart, and the YouTube payment for the month. And in my recap, I'm just going to round the YouTube payment up because I'm noticing now I should have probably rounded that down, but I'll round it up. Here I put in $50 to my Christmas fund, $30 to dogs, $150 to savings, and I put $800 of it in my emergency fund. My emergency fund I am trying to build up as if it were an emergency because I just don't know what's around the corner and, you know, what could be happening with my job past this summer. So I am trying to build that up as quickly as possible. Now, if worse came to worse, I could always put the money I have in savings into my emergency fund and just kind of move things around a bit. And I think that's the beauty of this system, especially when you are working with it so often, is that if you need to move money around or you need to borrow from it, you have the luxury to do so. None of this is set in stone. This is just a guideline for my, I guess, a master plan for my savings. We're going to talk about the cash envelopes, and I keep it simple. I keep it to 4 envelopes and 4 categories, and I did the same thing with my sinking funds. I had so many different sinking funds and they just felt really all over the place. I have, as I said, Christmas club, dogs, savings, and emergency fund for sinking. But for cash envelopes, I have groceries, gas for my car, and the dogs is just their food, and miscellaneous. So the first thing I'm going to write down is $25 for dog food, because that pretty much doesn't change, and we buy about a bag of food a week. So for gas, I'm putting in a little bit extra this time. I'm going to put in $70 because I have been delivering and I'm back doing mostly, well, just Grubhub now. So I feel like doing Grubhub, I use a little bit more gas than I do with Instacart, because part of getting paid with Instacart is doing the actual shopping. And I feel like some of that time that was spent in the store, you know, I could probably do 2 or 3 orders for Grubhub, at least 2, in the amount of time it would take me to do 1 order for Instacart. And groceries, I'm going to keep at $100. And then miscellaneous, I am going to keep, well, not keep, but I'm going to add $50. So those are my totals. Now, we already talked about it earlier. I'm going to add $190 into my tax fund. And I think I did receive a comment. Somebody mentioned that 190 wasn't enough it wasn't 20% of Grubhub, Instacart, and YouTube this month. And that is true. I didn't account for the YouTube in there. I just took 20% of Grubhub and Instacart. And in the end, I think I explained that, but if I didn't, in the end, I'm sure this is all going to even out. There's a lot of factors that go into our taxes and a lot of factors that go into it with our regular jobs and my pay cuts. Our tax prep person did recommend that we did 20%. So I'm going to keep it the way it is. I'm going to grab our envelopes from last week, and I don't have anything left in the dog food envelope, and I don't have anything left in the gas. Now, I did talk about this before too, and I'm going to get into it a little bit more in depth when I do my June recap, but sometimes two things. Well, if I have change for any of these, it usually just goes into my purse, into my wallet, and I use it for like driving through to get something to drink. I'll get an iced tea or something like that. No big deal. If I have actual coin change, I've always put that aside, and I have a little plastic holder, a little plastic box from the Dollar Tree, and I keep all my loose change in there. And I can't wait to cash that in because I feel like it's really accumulating. Some of you may be wondering, why don't you ever have anything left over? I usually don't put the change back in here unless a bigger amount. So for groceries, nothing. And this is my tax envelope, and this was my miscellaneous from last week. I had money in here for a haircut. We had some money in here for things we needed to get for our yard. I had $100 in here for clothing and $50 for miscellaneous Target things. And when I talk about that, that's just basically like, you know, I'll go buy shampoo or shower gel or sometimes laundry detergent. Sometimes I'll take those things out of the grocery money if I have it, but it just depends. So I just wanted to put some extra aside because there were some things that we needed. In here, I do have some money left over, and I think I'm going to keep it in this miscellaneous envelope for the week just in case incidentals come up that I need it for. So there is 20, 40, 50, 60, $61 and $62. So that was a bigger amount. So I didn't just put that back into my purse because I think that's enough to do something with. So I'm going to add that to the $50 that I am putting in my miscellaneous envelope this week. So it's going to be 50, 70, 90, 100, 110, 111, and 112. Down the amounts that I started out with. So this is going to be MISC 112. And I do have a couple other things that I have in mind that I can use this money for, so it actually is going to come in handy, but I'll probably talk about that next week. And the reason why I know it's already written here, I write it again just in case the Post-it comes off, then I know which envelope it belongs on. I'm going to put $112 in there. It's been a long time since I've had consistent amounts in my miscellaneous envelope bigger than $40 or $50. So last week there was a lot going on and a lot I needed to do, but this week too, having 112 is higher than usual also. For groceries, I am going to make a little Post-it. These Post-its are handy to have in here too, just in case you go spending your grocery money at a couple different areas or whatever the category is. You have $100 and maybe you want to say, you know, I spent 55 of it at Giant Eagle, and then what your balance is. I kind of like doing it like that too. So I have two 50s that are going to go in there. And that's that. And I really would like to use some of this. I would like to go to, we have quite a few local farms in our area, and I would like to go out there and just get some really good fresh fruit and also like some vegetables and stuff, just like fresh produce. And the farms near us, it's always less expensive than the grocery store. So I don't know if it's like that everywhere, but it is like that for us where we live. All right, 70, I should have written gas first, but that's okay. I just want to go get some good stuff. And lately, my latest fruit obsession has been cherries. And back in the day, I never even, let's see what we got going on here. I never really even liked cherries. I just didn't. I don't know. It was just weird. You know what? I need to take some money out of here. I need to do some change. Let's see. I need this 20. What can I do? I need to swap out, okay, here's a 50 for gas. I need to swap out This is the rest of my money. All right, sorry about that. My phone just rang. But what I wanted to do was take $50 out of this miscellaneous envelope and cash it out. Well, I need to take the cash out of here. This is very confusing. All right, so I needed 112 in miscellaneous, and that is still what I'm putting back. I just needed the smaller bills for the denominations for the rest of my envelopes. So I just did that. Now let's go back to gas. This is the rest of my money right here. And gas, I need 70, so now I can pick a 20 and a 50. So that's better. And I'm gonna put that in there. And finally, dog food. We cannot forget the pugs. I'm gonna put 25 in for them. Got our sticky note here. Oh, so getting back to the local farms and things like that. Oh my gosh, yeah, I've been obsessed with cherries lately. But I don't know, strawberries, I just never felt like, I felt like I would always get bitter ones. I don't know, it's probably just where I was buying them or something like that, but I never really liked them. And of course, they're always good if you cut them up and put a little bit of sugar on them and just let them macerate and get like a glaze to them. But that's not healthy to eat strawberries. So I've been trying to eat healthier. The cherries and pineapple. Pineapple I could never stand when I was a kid. And now I am loving pineapple. So just really weird stuff, how your tastes change. So I need $190 for my taxes. That's not part of my cash envelopes. That's just my tax withholding for the week. So I have 50, 100, 150, 160, 170, 180, and 190. So I'm going to add that. And prior to this, I had 991. So 991 plus 190 is a total of 1181. So I'm going to write that on my Post-it. And I feel like that was for June 26th. So 1181. So that is what I have for our tax situation next year. So some of you, I think, had asked if we ever thought about or if we were paying taxes quarterly, and I'm not. No, I'm gonna save this all so our tax prep person can just sort the whole mess out that has been our financial life in 2020, so she can figure all that out. This is so sad. You know what I could be doing with $1,181? Like, it just is so frustrating. And of course, it's just life, but that is how I feel about it. Gross taxes. So here are my envelopes, and I just totally bypassed this. So I'm going to switch these around. So I'm going to take the dog food. Oh, I make things so complicated. That's what I get. I get to talking and I want to tell you guys other things, and I just get sidetracked and then I don't pay attention to what I'm doing, and that is ridiculous. So I need my gas envelope. These probably are more convenient. As much as I like these, I just think they're cute. I don't know. But maybe they're just not as handy for cash envelopes. I'm not sure. I don't know how I'm going to feel about them by the end of next week. But we'll see. So I have that. I know one thing, that even if I stayed with the laminated ones, I would probably want to break out a new set of them. I don't know. These are getting kind of, they're not splitting, but they're getting kind of worn. So I had talked about this. I have a blog for this channel, and I think it is listed below. And I wanted to look into the possibility of putting my cash envelopes and little notebooks and anything else that I would typically sell on Etsy. I wanted to put them on my blog. And I don't know if any of you have ever done that before, or if you have any advice for that. But if you do, please let me know, because I am kind of interested in doing something like that on my own. So I have different ways to accept payments, but I just wasn't sure if anybody had some advice for that, or if they didn't think that was a good idea. I don't know. But anyway, thank you so much for watching. I hope that you enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. I would really appreciate it, and it helps my channel. If you have any questions, please leave them down below. I am going to try to answer some comments much later tonight, probably before bed. And this is my last week of working at home coming up, so I just want to mention that as well. I am returning to the office next week, I think on Tuesday or Wednesday. I am not certain yet, but I have about a week and a day or two to go. I will keep you guys posted, and of course it'll be interesting for both of us to see probably what my first paycheck is going to look like in July, and see how it changes, and what the new normal looks like as far as income. And thanks so much for watching. I hope to see you guys in my next video. Take care.